Well, this guy is back calling out that guy. This is happening again. Fight week. Be right back.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's time for the MMA-Holes!
From the 206 studios of Arizona, Colby Stipulations, Ian Garry 3. Let's get into it right now with the MMA-Holes. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Tonight we are live and we have a lot of stories to talk about. It's Wednesday night, so if you could hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. My name is Chris Mystic Moss, King of the Dragon. I will be your host of the evening, and I want to give a big shout out over here. I mean, I love these guys. Who doesn't love mybookie.ag? The promo code is MMA-Holes for a 10% match on your first deposit. Hey, Colby Covington, we're sponsored by them too. The best place to make a bet. And when you listen to Colby, he's got a proposal for Ian Garry, and he's got the bet on MyBookie. So if you want to place the bet, do it on our link. We got a 10% match, but you don't get trapped like you do in Colby's 10% match, only a one-time rollover. So go use MMA-Holes at mybookie.ag. And thank you to everyone that bought the pay-per-view through our ESPN Plus link. There's one in the description down below. If you want to watch all the UFC fights and content, click the link in the description. You could also get like the Hulu bundles and all that stuff. So if you like all the other streaming stuff, it's all connected to ESPN Plus. Check out our link in the description down below. And thank you to those who have used that. Okay. A lot of news broke. And by the way, I just want to say this. The Hammer going in there and saving his family. Mark Coleman, I want to say to you, buddy, you're a hero. Get well soon. And I noticed Mike Goldberg put on his Instagram. Actually, let me play this over here. Let me give a shout out to Goldie. He's a friend of Mark Coleman. And I just want to give some love over here. So if you want to help support Mark Coleman, good cause, check this out over here. Mike Goldberg, here we go.
Hey guys, this is Goldie, and I want all of you to take a look at the link below. As most of you know, my very good friend, the Ohio State Buckeye, the UFC Hall of Famer Mark Coleman, is in a big battle right now. And also, in saving his parents' house, they did lose everything. So prayers to the Hammer, the godfather of ground and pound. Check out the link below, and let's help the Coleman family out. OH.
There he is. There's Mike Goldberg. Go help out if you'd like. Mark Coleman, it's a crazy story, man. And yeah, he's battling for his life right now. It's freaking wild. So yeah, if you want to hear more about that, all you got to do is Google Mark Coleman and you'll see more information and go help him out. But shout out to the Hammer. What a savage, man, going in there and saving his family. Okay, now on a brighter side of things, Colby Covington dropped a delightful video on the internet, and a lot of backlash I've noticed from the MMA community saying, your time is over. It doesn't work anymore. The trash talk when you're talking smack and you're not winning and blah, blah, blah. Last fight was boring and blah, blah, blah. You're getting old and blah, blah, blah. It's weird because a lot of people were anti-Ian Garry, but now it seems like a lot of people are anti-Colby Covington. And you have this matchup that has been introduced to us by Ian Garry, who called him out first. I'm curious to see which way the fans go. We're going to be playing that video. We're going to be breaking it down. We have a short up. Go give it a like and a comment on that as well. But that's only a clip of the entire video. We're going to play the entire video, and we're going to break it down here on the MMA Holes. So stick around and make sure you hit that like button on this stream as well. I do want to open up the program, though, with the fight announcement. A rematch between Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal. They are going at it again in the boxing world. It's in June. And I want to know your excitement level for this. Here's a poster that Happy Dad put up. It looks like George is squeezing out he's pinching a loaf right now. And Nate Diaz looks like he has George's finger in his ass. The first fight that went down was on a BMF, the first ever BMF card in the UFC, and it ended because of a cut, and it was unfortunate. Then we got to see The Rock go in there and put the belt around the waist, and that was a shit show. The whole thing was a nightmare. I got to be honest with you, the first time around was a nightmare, and seeing them run it back in the boxing world, I am underwhelmed. Now, I'm glad these guys are going to make a boatload of money. George already has his bare knuckle promotion, Gamebred FC, that seems to be doing okay. And he says he still wants to compete. So this right over here, my friends, as much as I love Nate Diaz, this right over here is a massive cash grab. And it's just like, the Jake Paul and the Mike Tyson fight and all this other nonsense that's going around. It really just leaves me empty inside thinking about this. Now, listen, am I going to watch? Probably. I'm not going to say how I'm going to watch it, but I'll probably watch. I might even do a reaction if it doesn't, collide with something that's actually in the UFC world. But, I mean, I feel like this is getting out of control. I understand these guys want to get big paydays in the boxing world. I get it. And the first time around, it was an interesting scrap. If they ran it back in the UFC, I'd be a little bit more interested. But in this, no. Not at all. I don't care. After Nate Diaz fighting Jake Paul in that last fight, I got to be honest with you. I was like, okay. Does anyone have, let me know in the chat, and I'm not trying to shit on Nate. I like Nate a lot. I could shit on Jorge because he's annoying. I will play some of his videos. I didn't see him on Ariel, so I'll watch it for the first time with you guys. We'll play some clips. But I want to know in the chat, are you guys fired up for this? You guys pumped up? Maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just being a negative Nancy over here. But I pretty much think we're on the same page. Who the hell wants to see this in boxing? Does anyone want to see this in boxing? Like, does anyone give a shit about this in boxing? Let me know in the chat, because I am not one of those people. The Diaz brothers are my favorite fighters of all time, true legends, but I don't see Nate having a chance, but I will still be rooting for him. So, okay, so it seems like Craig has some sort of interest, even though he doesn't think Nate has a chance. Like, I'm not even going to break down George should win, but he did look pretty crappy in his last fight. Nate didn't look that great against Jake Paul. He did go the distance. But I don't know. I'm underwhelmed by that announcement. Diaz versus George was my first event. Wait, the first one that you ever went to? Is that true? Well, you saw a spectacle. George's going to murder him. Don't want to see Nate get beat down again. Yeah, he was getting pummeled, but in fairness, okay, there's a 10 count, and this is in boxing. And if you remember, a lot of the damage that was done in that fight was mostly on the ground. So I got to be honest with you. I feel like these guys they're gonna go in there and scrap. I'm not saying they're not gonna fight, but it just feels like a massive cash grab. The first I've ever watched. What? Is it really, Jamie? The first ever UFC fight you've watched was the BMF. Interesting. So that goes to show you that the BMF belt is a great idea. There you go. It goes to show you, like, the casual fan coming in saying, wow, this is fun. The Rock is going to be there. There's a fake belt, but it's for the baddest man on the planet. It works. It does. It works because it does bring in the casuals, and that's very important. You want to get new eyes to this sport. So there you go. No elbows this time. Exactly. Like, if you remember the first fight, a lot of the stuff that George did, the beatdown that George gave to Nate, well, it was because of the MMA rule set. This is what boxing gloves on here. So I got to be honest with you. I don't think anyone's getting knocked out here. But I do truly believe that this will be a distance fight. This will be a cash grab. We'll see what kind of shit talk there is. There wasn't any shit talk in the lead up for the BMF fight, which was kind of underwhelming going into that one there because they respected each other. I don't think there's going to be much in this one either, to be honest. I don't. I think, and it's going to be pretty cringy. I think this thing is really cringe. Poster looks all right. that Happy Punch put together, but I think this is really a cringy thing. But congratulations to these guys. They're going to get paid. I couldn't care less about them having a boxing fight. I just want to Gorg to lose, or George. It's Gorg. Gorg to lose? Okay. Are you calling me a casual muss? But it's okay, man. That's all right. It doesn't matter if you've been watching the sport yesterday or if you've been watching the sport 30 years ago. Doesn't matter with me because, honestly, all are welcome on the MMA-Holes. Devin Clark's been released. Yeah, that news was out like a month ago, I think. Yeah, he's been released. Yeah, I cried before. I didn't reach out to him, but I will eventually. I just want him to, it's kind of weird, but I still have him on, and I'm sure he's going to still compete. He's still a young guy. But yeah, it's a bummer seeing him go. He's going to pull a standing ghillie. That would be pretty funny, right? Moss loves me. Love you, Life and Logic. I've been watching every card since the first. I wouldn't say I'm a casual, but maybe I am. Well, I mean, when was the first BMF? How many years ago was that? It wasn't that long ago. Let's see. Diaz versus Masvidal 1. Let's see. Diaz Masvidal 1 was, what year was that? No, this is the boxing match. Does anyone have the year in the chat? 2020? That sounds about right. I mean, yeah, I want to say 2019-ish. Actually, it was before COVID, right? I feel like it was before COVID. 2019, yeah. So November 2nd, 2019. So, I mean, well, we're in 2024. So, I mean, it's been a couple of years now. Wow, it seems like it was just yesterday. So, I mean, if you've been watching every event since, I would still call you casual. If the BMF belt got you in there, I would. But still, it's all good, man. In a couple of years, no more casual. Will it be under the Game Bread promotion? That's a good question. You know what? That's a very good question. Hold on a second. Let's get some more details on this. Diaz Masvidal ditch MMA for rematch in boxing. Here's the ESPN article. And here's Nate Diaz taking a fall to Jake Paul. Oh my God, dude. What the fuck? A rematch of a marquee UFC headliner will happen in boxing. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. The 2-4 at Madison Square Garden. We know that. Diaz versus Masvidal is contracted for 10 rounds at 175. So they're gonna be fighting nice and thick. We've seen George lately. He doesn't look too thin, you know.
Super chat.
KC, thank you for dropping a deuce on me.
What is more manly, bananas or hot dogs?
What is more manly, bananas or hot dogs? Well, that's a weird question. Like, you mean to consume? That's food. Are you trying to say to consume? Thank you, Casey. The event distributed by Fanmio will be dubbed Last Man Standing. A multi-city promotion tour is being planned. Okay, so I'm assuming that it probably will have, because Nate has his fight organization that he's putting out there, right? And so does George. So it probably is going to be co-promoted, I would imagine. Let's see. 2 of the UFC biggest stars of this era since the department promotion. Diaz is a free agent, blah, blah, blah. Diaz made his pro boxing debut. We saw that. Masvidal beat Diaz. We know that. Nate is a dead man walking, Masvidal said in a statement. I can't wait to prove that last time was no fluke. Oh, my God. This is so gay, man. I'm sorry. All right. Let's see what George had to say on Ariel. This is more gay than the banana hot dog question. Okay, let's see what George had to say. Let's see what kind of cringy shit came out of his mouth. His last fight, he looked horrific in the UFC. And he's like, yeah, man, my time has passed me, this and that. You know, when you say that shit on the mic, you know, my best days are behind me. I just don't have it anymore. And then you try to fire us up. He's a dead man standing. Like, bro, you just said that you're a bum now. Like, you don't have what you used to have. And then you try to sell this crap to us. And like, we're supposed to like latch onto it. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, George, you're cool. Let's see. Where the hell's the George thing? Let's see. I know I saw a clip. Right? I mean, is it not like ridiculous? He was literally like half of himself in his last fight. And like, now it's like, he's back. You were literally crying. Oh my God.
So now it is time. Does that mean we are good to go, Frank? It might happen. Fish team, they have gotten it over the line. Nathan Diaz, in his second pro boxing bout, of course, fought Jake Paul back in August of last year, going up against Jorge Masvidal, who retired from the UFC in March of last year. Given the green light, they will compete on June 1st in Inglewood, California, once again at the Kia Forum in a 10-round, 175-pound light heavyweight pro boxing bout. Presented by Gamebred Promotions,
there you go.
Presented by Real Fight Inc. as well.
Okay, so I was correct. So yeah, so it's co-promoted by both of those guys. This is the biggest fucking cash grab ever. Anyone paying for this? Anyone in the chat paying for this? Listen, I'm not here to just promote illegally watching fights, but is anyone gonna pay for this? Because I can guarantee you, I will not. There's, and I love Nate, man. I'm a Nate guy. I like Nate a lot, but fucking hell, this is stupid. I hate it, man. These are MMA fighters, and if you're gonna box, at least put someone in there that's interesting. You know, like running it back in boxing, it's like, okay, we saw a full fight. Now let's run it back as a half fight. You guys interested? Like, what the fuck, bro? I don't understand. It's like blue balls. It doesn't make any sense. You're not supposed to go backwards. It's like, let me put it to you this way. Like, say, hey, let's have a professional boxing match. And then in the rematch, let's put headgear on. That's what it feels like. Let's make the gloves a little bit bigger. Or you're in an MMA match. Let's put headgear on this time and put some shin pads on. Like, what? Dude, this is stupid. This is dumb. Exactly, 2Jam. It's like it's just like paying to watch these guys spar. It's fucking nonsense.
And put together by Fanmio, who, like I said, put together that Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather fight back in 2019. It is a done deal.
It figures people behind that would be, I mean, it's just a gimmick, man. It's a hoax. No one should fucking buy this shit. It's fucking dumb.
This is happening. A rematch of a fight that happened back in November of 2019 here in New York City at Madison Square Garden.
God, I fucking hate it, man. It sucks. How could you take two guys that were so savage in the UFC and water them down? It's so dumb.
UFC 244, The Rock, Donald Trump, they were all there when they used to not attend events. That fight was won, of course, by Jorge Masvidal. Diaz thinks unceremoniously, thinks he was wronged by the New York.
This is so fucking. You can even tell the way Ariel is talking about it. Even he, who shills out because he wants to keep George in his good graces and Nate, even he doesn't. He sounds underwhelmed.
He said, "I'll complete my camp out here, just doing the boxing night, just training, because I want to murder this guy. And it's nothing personal with him, but I want to beat the fucking brakes out of him. You know, he always said that.
I want to murder this guy. It's nothing personal." I want to murder this guy. It's nothing personal. Imagine a serial killer running around saying, I murdered that guy over there, but nothing personal.
He said,
dude, what kind of brain damage are we working with here?
Complete my camp out here, just doing the boxing night, just training, because I want to murder this guy. And it's nothing personal with him, but I want to beat the fucking brakes out of him. You know, he always said that the referee saved me. I don't think anybody with common sense would agree. So I think this fight right here puts an end to all that bullshit. I'm going to be in the best shape of my life. I know he's going to be in the best shape of my life. It's not like he's fighting Jake Paul and he's coming up off the couch. You know?
Dude, it's like you're trying to sell something here. No one fucking believes you. Like you're acting like you really want to fight this guy. No, you don't. You're just doing it for money. It's legit. Oh, Nate's got a big name. I'm Street Jesus.
He knows that if he's not in shape, I'll make him look bad and I'll get him out of there in 2 rounds. He knows with me, you got to die every day in the gym.
Is anyone buying this? Maybe, I don't know, like, am I being too harsh on this? But I feel like this is making my head hurt just listening to this.
To maybe step in that ring and have a fighting chance, you know, because I don't play that shit, man. I'm trying to kill this motherfucker. And he knows it personally. I mean, he has the scars to prove.
If you're trying to kill the motherfucker, you'd fight him in MMA. You wouldn't fight him in boxing with the big-ass fucking gloves. And no elbows, no fucking takedowns, no ground and pound. None of that shit. The shit you were fucking him up with in the first fight. If you really want it, I mean, no one believes this.
Prove it, you know? When he sees them things every day in the mirror when he looks and he goes, this guy's going to try to fucking kill me, bro. So he can get in this for me. Get your ass in shape because I'm coming to break your fucking face, bro.
All right. Wow.
I am at a separate location than everybody else with 2 security guards because I have been threatened by Jorge Masvidal. I went into the tough guy business very early so that I would never have to worry about the very situation that I find myself in right now. I don't think that Jorge Masvidal would do anything. I don't think. I'm not positive. There's a part of me that also knows he would. I don't know why he's bothered with me. It's a very hard thing to imagine. Could you imagine not liking Chael? I am at a...
Okay. There's Chael and George. Apparently, George is threatening Chael's life. They had to move him into a different place. So, what do you guys think in the chat? Who is going to win? Who wins? Masvidal or Diaz? Is there another BMF belt on the line? Who wins this fight? The fight, they should, you know, I would love this even, this is how you could sell this to me. You could do this. You could have this as a boxing match, but be more transparent, right? If you were transparent and say, hey guys, we're way past our prime, but we're going to do this for the money. Like, you know, when a homeless guy is on the street and they're begging for money, but they're saying, hey, listen, if you give me $5, I'm going to buy some cigarettes and some booze. Or you can't buy cigarettes anymore. It's like $30. If you give me $30, I'm going to buy a pack of cigarettes. So do you mind? Can you spot $30? I would give that guy the $30. You know, if there was a guy on the street that's just completely honest, hey, I need a drink. You know, I want to get a drink. All right, I'll give you a couple of bucks. What do you need? You know, like if they just went out there and said, hey, we want money. We want a nice big bag of money. And we don't want to do this in MMA. We want to box each other. I think it'd be fun if we go at it with each other, you know, and we'll see who's the better boxer. You know, we're going to have this pay-per-view. Guys, don't steal it. If you're a fucking fan of Street Jesus, if you're a fan of Nate Diaz, if you want to see 2 guys go in there and box it out and see who the better boxer is, well, consider paying for the pay-per-view, you know? But this fucking guy is like, I'm going to fucking kill him in there. I'm going to fight half a fight. You know? Like, I feel like there's a more intelligent way to market this thing. No one's going to pay for this. No one. This shit's going to bomb. Absolutely bomb. And it sucks because it's Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is involved in this shit. I mean, you could crowbar Nate back into the UFC and make something real interesting. Not like a fight for a title or anything like that, but you could put a badass fight in there. Or you could run this back in the UFC. But what's happening? They're both co-promoting this. I sound like Colby Covington right now. They're both co-promoting this thing because they both want to take all that money in, right? And pump up their promotions. Just be more transparent. I think you might be able to sell more pay-per-views that way than sell garbage to people because honestly, that's what it sounds like, a steaming pile of shit.
Wonderful.
Anonymous.
You're talking about a guy who assaults people in public. When Jorge says he wants to hurt someone, I believe him.
No, he does not. He does not want to hurt. He doesn't want to hurt this dude, man. He don't want to hurt him. Now, listen, is he going to be competitive? Sure. I think he's going to go out there and try to fucking knock him out. I think he is. I think he's a fighter for sure. But I don't think he wants to murder this guy. And you know what I'm saying? If he did, he would fight him in MMA. He wouldn't fight him in boxing. And now I'm going to really piss off boxing fans. Check this out. And thank you very much for the $2 donation. Get ready for this, friends. We have found out from sources on the Twitterverse that Francis Ngannou took a fucking dive. Could you believe boxing could be rigged? Check this out over here, okay? Check this out. Okay? Now that's the first. This is one of the knockdowns over here. Check this out. We're going to watch this in slow motion over here. The right comes in, doesn't even touch his face. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Doesn't even touch his face. Look at this. Check this out. Didn't even touch his face. Whoa, boy. Bro. Rigged as fuck. Rigged as fuck. This corrupt damn sport keeps on sucking us back in. Rigged. F's in the chat for boxing, a damn rigged sport. Now we know there's corruption in boxing, and people probably are saying out there, why would Francis Ngannou take a dive? Because of $20 million. How does it hurt him? He's already 0-1. He's already 0-1. For him to go 0-2, it's not a big deal. Just take a dive. Now, the shot that put him down, it did look like it landed pretty flush, but did you see Francis walking over into him? Not even protected himself. The way Joshua stepped in there and teed off on him. The dude's head was on a fucking tee. Rigged damn sport. Pulling it up. Pulling it up. Pulling it up. I'm going to find the actual knockout. Dun, 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 dun. Get ready. Rigged. Rigged as fuck. Now that shot that I show you, it looked like it barely even touched the man. Of course not going to play. Because this clip is rigged as well. Clip is rigged as well, man. What the hell? I don't know why. Oh, Josh's. I don't know why I have these problems on X. Drives me crazy. Okay, one of the drops right there. Okay. All right, so the one that put him down. Look the way Francis, when he gets back up, he just walks forward. He's like, okay. Look at this thing. Look at this shit over here. Okay, the right comes in. It's like he just walked right into it. He's just like, bing. Okay, I'm dead. Down on the ground. They put fucking oxygen on his face. Rigged. I mean, I would take a shot for $20 million. $20 million. I would take a fucking shot. $20 million. I would take that shot. No problems. But one of the original shots, the knockdowns that happened, didn't even touch him. So the first one that stunned him and dazed him over here, you could see with your own eyes. Didn't even hit him. Dude went down into the ropes. Didn't even fucking hit him. Watch again. Look, didn't even fucking touch him. Didn't even touch him. Like grazed aside. I mean, what the fuck? Stumbling into the ropes all dramatically. Look at this thing. Watch this fake ass shit again. Francis was never hit. See, look. The proof is in the pudding. Boo. How are we supposed to take this sport serious in any way? How? I'm moving on. One of the reasons why we are here is because Colby Chaos Covington, well, he responded to a man named Ian Garry, and that is his beautiful wife underneath the red circle over there. Colby Covington hits the interwebs and exploded on social media with this. Now, people have responded to it and said, oh my God, this guy, enough with this dude. He's annoying. He was trash in his last fight. He talks all the big game, and they go to decisions, and he loses, and every time he's in the big dance, what happens? He falls flat on his face, right? Well, Colby Covington, He bounces back here, took a little time off, puts out a little stage video. It looks like he's on some sort of boat, maybe a yacht, who knows? And here is his response to Ian Garry. Now, how many people in the chat saw the whole thing? I know you guys saw a short. Go back, hit the like button, watch it over and over again. But I know you saw the clip of it, but how many of you have seen the entire thing released by Colby Covington over here, starting with greeting nerds and virgins? Let me know in the chat. Why is his hands moving nonstop? He always does that. He always does this. Trump does that too. I don't know what the hell that is. Maybe it's a timing thing. I have no idea. You can, let's see. Francis should Chandler versus Tony. Here comes the cringe is incoming. Make sure you hit the like on this stream, by the way. I appreciate all those that hit the like button. Thank you very much. Hell nah. Okay. Florida hand dance. It might be that. I don't know what to do with my hands. No. A lot of people, when they talk, I talk with my hands too. I'm guilty of that. I thought it was always the part Italian, the half Italian in me. Italians like to move their hands around when they talk. But I don't know what nationality Colby Covington is. I have no idea. He's just very Caucasian.
Greetings, nerds and virgins. It's America's champ, the people's champ, Donald Trump's favorite fighter. We're in beautiful sunny South Florida. Most people, they work 60 years just to get a taste of the good life. This is what I live every day. We just shot 18 holes at Trump International, West Palm Beach. Now we're out here selling on 7 figures and salty nerd tears. Usually when you're out here, it's all about fishing. Everybody knows when you're going fishing, it's important to have the right bait. So let me teach you all a lesson about how you bait someone. Ian Garry, you translucent cuck. You wanted my attention? Now you got it.
So what do you think about Ian Garry, you translucent cuck? What do you guys think about that line? Do you like that line? Do you not like that line? Did you already check out from the video?
Everybody knows why you want to fight me, Ian. I'm the biggest star in the division. It's big city, bright lights, and the most attention and eyes you're ever going to have on.
All right, biggest star in the division. Let's think about this. Let's break this thing down here. Colby Covington, is he the biggest star in the division? I tell you what, when you think of welterweight, and I'm not the biggest Colby guy. I haven't really picked Colby that much. I'm not a huge Colby supporter, but I do like, the thing I do like about Colby is he does make things interesting. I will say that Colby does make things interesting. Like this video, I was like, all right, here we go. Let's amp up the cringe. Like, because that's what it is. It's cringe. Like, you can't really take serious what Colby says because it's just nonsense. And, there's some truth sprinkled through it. There's some harsh comments always coming out of Colby's mouth. I don't hate it. I got to be honest with you. I wish Colby Covington beat Leon Edwards because Leon Edwards is boring as fuck. Anytime he's interviewed, I want to freaking off myself. So you got Kamaru Usman, you got Leon Edwards, you got Bilal Muhammad, you got Shavkat. Shavkat is going to be a champ inevitably. But if you just look at those names right there, Colby's a bigger star than all of them. It's the truth. He is, just because of what he says on the mic. Jack Della Maddalena, by the way, broke his arm in the Gilbert Burns fight and still finished him. Gilbert, what the fuck? Jack Della Maddalena, Gilbert Burns, Ian Machado Gary's becoming more popular because of all the wrong reasons, but he is becoming more popular. I mean, if you're looking at these names right now, yeah. Sean Brady, Stephen Thompson, Jeff Neal, Vicente Luque, Neil Magny. That's not a lie. What Colby is saying right now is not a lie. He's actually telling the fucking truth.
Nerd tears. Usually when you're out here, it's all about fishing. Everybody knows when you're going fishing, it's important to have the right bait. So let me teach you all a lesson about how you bait someone. Ian Garry, you translucent cuck. You wanted my attention? Now you got it. Everybody knows why you want to fight me, Ian. I'm the biggest star in the division. It's big city, bright lights, and the most attention and eyes you're ever going to have on you.
Now, is it because of his fighting style? No, definitely not that. Although the Kamaru Usman fights were a lot of fun. I enjoyed both of those. They were very good. Leon Edwards fight was terrible. The Robbie Lawler one, the fucking RDA, I don't know. There's so many fights where it's just like fucking hell, man. But on the mic, lead ups to fights, he makes it very interesting. In fact, when he was calling Wonder Boy a pedophile, I thought it was hilarious. Honestly, I thought that was really fucking funny because no one would expect someone to just to blindside Stephen Thompson. That shit's funny to me. His microphone skills, Are they the best? No, but at least he's interesting. He's taken what Henry Cejudo's done and done it better. He tried to be like Conor McGregor, not quite as good, but he's WWE. That's what he is. He feels like a typical WWE heel, and that's his shtick. That's his character. And then it kind of melted over, trickled over to his personal life, and then you got George jumping him. Dustin Poirier doesn't like him anymore, so he did wind up burning bridges, and the character kind of became some of him. I don't think he's fully this character, but I think it's gone so far that he's starting to kind of turn into that guy as well. So what you see here, is this complete Colby Covington? No, because from everyone that I've known that has met him, a lot of people like him. A lot of people that have trained with him in MMA Masters think he's a really good guy, solid dude. Brazilians have said it, that he's a solid guy. So I don't know what to think about this dude, but at least he makes it interesting. You know, I see in the chat, Deltec says he's delusional. And he's not. He doesn't believe this shit. Like listen, every fighter believes that they're the best. You wouldn't be in the UFC unless you thought you could win every single fight that's in front of you, right? So there is an element to delusion. Everyone in the roster, if you're not delusional, then you're in the wrong sport. You're in the wrong profession. You need to think that you could beat the champ. You could beat everybody. So yes, you're right about that. There is delusion, but every fighter has it. So we can't criticize him for that because every fighter is delusional in some sort of way. The shit that he is saying is a bit. It's a gimmick. It's to make things interesting again. And let's be honest, right now, Colby's in a situation where he blew it multiple times. So what does he do? He's got to get it back out there on social media and find ways to make himself more interesting again. So that's what he did. He's puts out this skit. It's cringy as fuck. I agree. But do I hate the guy? No, I don't. Because he's going back in the direction of Ian Garry, the person that everyone else is shitting on. So you got two fucking people that no one likes going back and forth with each other, and I love it.
You hear that jam?
Making Shop roll around. Thank you, Anonymous.
Hate him or love him, Colby is the most interesting fighter in the UFC.
Listen, on the mic, you could make a strong argument. Because if you remove Conor McGregor from the equation, right? I mean, Sean Strickland, I would lean for Sean Strickland a little bit more. But talking shit, I mean, Colby's there. He's the guy. He's the bad guy. You know? He's the best thing we got right now other than Sean. I think Sean's pretty good. But but here's the thing with Sean. He's not really much of a character. He's more of himself. If you're talking about character-wise, I guess you got to go with Colby Covington. I don't know what character's better than him right now. But let me know in the chat, is there anyone else? And Sean does back up his words as well. Yes, he does back up his word. I tell you what, Sean Strickland and Colby are completely different things. Colby needs to be this character in order to be relevant. He literally was on his way out of the UFC. He had to develop a character to make people care about him, which goes to show you that he probably is the best on the mic right now. He stutters. He's cringy. But I don't know. What other fighter in the UFC is still relevant because of what they're saying on the mic? And let's be honest, too. Colby is a solid gatekeeper. You know, there's not many people at welterweight. You know, right now, I mean, with Shavkat in the way, that there's a problem there. But there are not many people at welterweight that still could beat Colby. Colby can get the decision wins over a lot of guys at welterweight. Is he going to be a champ? No, he won't. He won't be a champ. That ship has sailed. But he's got to keep himself up in the top 5, relevant. And Ian Garry is the fight to make. There's no doubt about it. Ian Garry versus Colby Covington has to happen. It must happen. It's a necessity because you got Ian surging up. You got Colby. He shouldn't be fighting anyone above him. I don't want to see him fight Wonder Boy. I would love to see Shavkat and Colby. That's not going to happen. Colby's going to fight someone that he can make a big splash with on the social media and someone that he thinks he could beat. And let's be honest, Ian Garry is a very good striker, and he's decent on the ground. He's actually well-versed in, stopping takedowns and stuff like that. But seeing Colby push the pace constantly, trying to go for takedowns, seeing Ian Garry trying to knock his head off, it's a fascinating fight. Fascinating fight. I don't know who I picked, to be honest. I mean, I want to lean towards Ian Garry, but I got to be honest with you. I mean, you can't count out Colby. Colby could get a nice, boring-ass decision. Ian didn't look phenomenal against Jeff Neal. You know? Chandler is a mic master. I'm almost about to time you out for that comment. Chandler on the mic is horrible. The only time he had a good performance on the mic is when he had that one WWE moment when he called out Conor McGregor. It was a flawless pitch. Other than that, he's been massively cringe, I think, at least. But as a fighter, Chandler doesn't have to be good on the mic. As a fighter, Chandler's a fucking beast.
You win a fight. But everybody knows, Ian, you missed your chance. You had your chance in December to step on the same stage as me and have a microphone and say whatever you want to say to me. But you were scared. You were scared of what I was going to say to you, and you got the sniffles, and you cried your way out. That was just a taste of what I could do to you, Ian.
So basically, he's using the angle of when Ian Garry pulled out, and, you know, there was this whole thing, this lead up. Ian Garry was all over the news for being a cuck and this and that, and Colby was ready. He was ready to go to pounce on him. The internet was ready, and everyone said that basically Ian Garry pulled out of the fight and didn't go to the press conference because of all the pressure. Now, we will never know what the real answer is. He says it's because he was sick, family was sick, whatever the explanation was by Ian Garry. We'll never know the truth of that. But he did pull out of that fight. So here's Colby attacking that, saying he already pulled out, right? Which is fair play, you know? You could use that angle. Kind of works.
You were scared of what I was going to say to you, and you got the sniffles, and you cried your way out. That was just a taste of what I could do to you, Ian. All I did was ask the 5,000 people in attendance how many people banged your wife. It's not my fault every single one of them rose their hand. If you're scared of that, Ian, if you're scared of words, what do you think it's going to be like when you step in a steel cage with chaos?
So right there, what do you think it's going to be like when you step in the steel cage with chaos? Like, he's got to push out a WWE delivery there because no one gives a shit. Like, honestly, it's not like Colby's going to be knocking people out, you know? He's not going out in there decapitating. He's like going in there and fighting decisions or trying to hump his way to victories or just trying to out-volume and out-point people, which he's very good at. He's got great bedroom cardio. But his grappling, I got to be honest with you, like, I know he's a wrestler at heart and he's got his credentials to back it. But in the MMA game, it's been nullified. People have been able to stop the takedowns. And then when elite strikers are able to stop the takedowns on Colby, his whole game plan is off. Colby is not the same person anymore. Basically, his takedown attack freaks people out, and that opens up Colby striking. But if people are stopping the takedowns and they don't give a shit, and they're like, this dude's not taking me down, well, the threat's gone. You know, the threat's gone. So this is 100% WWE shtick over here.
5,000 people in attendance, how many people banged your wife? It's not my fault every single one of them rose their hand. If you're scared of that, Ian, if you're scared of words, what do you think it's going to be like when you step in a steel cage with chaos? You just went life and death with a guy that does this part-time and is a busboy out back. Dude,
So another cringy part about this too, there's a lot of jump cuts going on here. And we've seen a lot of people be able to get on the mic, one take a fucking, like Chael Sonnen could one take a promo, no problem. Conor McGregor could one take a promo, no problem. This thing is jump cut like a motherfucker, you know? So you know he's stumbling, he's tripping over his words. Even there's a line in this that he kind of stumbles a little bit as well. So that to me was a little bit of cringe, but hey, he's trying, man. He's got his editing team going. He's on a boat. He also threw Jeff Neal under the bus over here, which did make me laugh a little bit because if you look at the replies, okay, here, let's get this Jeff Neal line out.
Whatever you want to say, just
before I get to that.
Bloomin' onions when you step in a steel cage with chaos. You just went life and death with a guy that does this part-time and is a busboy out back. Dude serves bloomin' onions for a living, and you went to a split decision with that guy?
So he takes a shot at Jeff Neal, and then Jeff Neal says, what the fuck am I catching strays? Dude, I laughed so hard. Right before we went live, I saw that reply by Jeff Neal. What the fuck am I catching strays? Dude, it's just so funny because why? Jeff just lost. Like, leave him alone.
Do to you, Ian?
And blooming onions are very good. I do agree too, Joints. I'm with you on that. So Jeff Neal catching fucking... Oh, God. Anyway, Does Jeff Neal work at Outback? Is there any truth to that? Does anyone know? I never heard that before. Does Jeff does he work at the Outback? Does anyone know?
Wonderful.
Anonymous a-hole. Thank you again, Anonymous a-hole.
If it wasn't for his weight bully crap, I think the best thing he could do is go down to 155 and make a title run with guys more his size.
Dude, I would love that. I truly would love that. I think what he's doing right now is he's just riding out, his career. He doesn't want to cut weight. He never really liked to do that. I think he's just trying to make some big bags, have some fun. I think that's where he stands. Of course, he would love to be a champion again. Maybe if he wins a fight here or there, he could weasel his way back in. But he definitely doesn't seem like he wants to cut down. I'm with you, though. Like, if he was, like, real serious about doing damage, cut the weight, like all the other guys are doing, go down and chase Poirier around, go for that fight. Because calling Poirier out at 170 doesn't mean anything, but calling him out at 155, say, yeah, I'm going to come for you. Let's go. I'm all over it. So I'm with you on that. I wish he would do that. I don't see it happening. He will never fight at 155. He doesn't seem like a super big dude at 170. So, I mean, he probably could make 155, but I guess it's not happening.
All I did was ask the 5,000 people in attendance how many people banged your wife. It's not my fault every single one of them rose their hand. If you're scared of that, Ian, if you're scared of words, what do you think it's going to be like when you step in a steel cage with chaos? You just went life and death with a guy that does this part-time and is a busboy at Outback. Dude serves bloomin' onions for a living. And you went to a split decision with that guy? Now you want Donald Trump's favorite fighter? That's a big step up in competition, Junior.
By the way, I mean, Ian Garry could come back with responses and roast the fuck out of him. One of them being Donald Trump was walking out while this guy was on the mic and sucking Donald's dick. When he lost to Leon Edwards, Colby Covington hit the mic and Donald Trump was leaving the fucking building. Donald Trump's favorite fighter? Bro, Ian Garry, call me up, bud. We could fucking put out a video that would literally destroy this human being. I mean, he's lobbing the ball up to be dunked on here. Ian could come back so fucking hard on Colby. I hope this shit goes back and forth. I really want to see this, and I want to see it end up in the cage. I want to see a ruthless back and forth between Covington, Ian Garry, and put it back in the cage. Now, we're going to get to the stipulations for this fight to happen, and I want to know if you guys think it's a fair request from Colby Covington. But I want to know, before we get there, what do you guys think in the chat of Colby Covington going after or responding to Ian Garry? Let me know. Ian needs to call Colby Trump's Monica Lewinsky. Colby's last fight was hot trash. Agreed. Ruthless Robbie Lawler. Low IQ Joe don't approve. Sleeper wonderful wonderful. Colby all talk now, says Life and Logic. Yeah, pretty much. The third one confused me. Yeah, I got a little confused too. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. What? Let's see. Ruthless says Ride Santa Cruz. Why are we saying Robbie Lawler here? I must have missed something. Colby, I wish he could drop the persona, says William Zeus. He can't, because it's the only reason why we're talking about him right now. You know? He's all in. So, yeah, he can't. But it is funny, right? He used to be boys with George, and he was a pretty likable guy, but I got to be honest with you, I didn't know of Colby too much until he called out Brazil. He called him a bunch of filthy animals. That's when I started following Colby. So, before that, was anyone really paying attention to him? No. So it's an unfortunate game he's playing, but here he is. Man, working at Wendy's right now. You want to, dude, yo. By the way, I went on a little bit of a fast. I'm almost 2 hours into my fast. I'm almost 2 hours into my fast, guys. So don't talk about food, okay? Because Mystic Moss gets hungry after 30 minutes after eating. But yeah, I'm going to do a 24-hour fast, 5 o'clock tomorrow. I'll break it. Don't talk about the Baconator, please. Where were we? But I could go for that. I could. Moss never ages. I disagree. Thanks for reading my rushed up reply to you sucking Donald's dick. Your rushed up reply? Sucking Donald's dick? What? Drink some veggie broth. What, during the fast? I got my bone broth. I got some electrolytes that I'm going to be taking in between. Usually I just do water. I'll just do a 24-hour, clean it up. I would love to do the 3-day, though. Yeah, so Life and Logic. Eventually, I'm going to do a couple of one-day fasts. I'm going to try to do, I haven't done it like after 5. I'm going to try that, do that a little bit more because going to bed starving was rough. So I'm going to try to do a couple of those. Only black coffee, yes. Chicken taco. All right, stop fucking talking about food, you cocksuckers. Bastards. Horrible human beings.
You're biting off more than you can chew.
Oh, he's talking about food too. Biting off more than you can chew.
That guy? Now you want Donald Trump's favorite fighter? That's a big step up in competition, Junior. You're biting off more than you can chew. You know what? I'm a giving man. I'm a kind man. I like to give everyone a chance. So everybody knows, Ian, what's in it for you. But what's in it for me? Tell me, why do I gotta go down in the rankings to fight some Casper the Ghost looking Irish kid who has a gold digging wife? Let me teach you the art of the deal, Ian. Let's come to a compromise.
Casper the Ghost, Irish kid with a gold digging wife. I mean, there are some lines in this that are just, man, I feel like they gotta be a little bit better, right? Like, did any of you laugh out loud at all? Like, we're a minute 41 into this thing. And I feel like they're just not hitting. And maybe it's because he's coming off a loss. It could be that. For Ramadan, that's actually the truth. Yeah. It's for Ramadan. Does that hit? Did it hit? Did you guys laugh through any of that stuff that I was playing over here? Because it didn't really have me going.
The gold digging wife. Let me teach you the art of the deal, Ian. Let's come to a compromise. If you can meet these 3 stipulations, we got to fight.
Okay, here we go. The stipulations. You guys ready? If Ian Garry follows the rules over here, 3 of them, completes all tasks, or agrees to the tasks, they're fighting.
Stipulation number 1. You and that gold digging whore got to turn your Instagram comments back on.
So, all right. I did laugh at that. He just out of nowhere calls her a gold digging whore. I was like, bro, like it was kind of like, okay, we got like goofy ass comments here. And then he just out of nowhere just slides in gold digging whore. He called the man's wife a gold digging whore. Let's play that again over here. Okay. Think about this. If any of you are married in the chat and someone calls your wife a gold digging whore, well, those are kind of fighting words, right?
If you can meet these 3 stipulations, we got to fight. Stipulation number 1. You and that gold digging whore got to turn your Instagram comments back on. And if you turn them off before the fight, you forfeit the fight.
I tell you what.
If you turn them off during fight week or after I beat your ass, you forfeit your purse.
I like that. I fucking like that. I, in fact, love that because a lot of these people, they turn off, they're like, I don't read I unplug, I post and ghost. You're full of shit. Even if you have someone posting for you, people in the spotlight are going to check posts here and there, right? And if you're turning your comments off, now we really know you're full of shit, right? So he's turning the comments off. I mean, if you're doing that and you're saying it's not bothering you, yes, it is bothering you. The comments from the it's very simple to turn trolls around. It's not very difficult to do. You could turn trolls around very easy. You just got to lean into the joke a little bit, and then the next thing you know, that you're part of the joke. You're in on the joke. It's not that bad anymore. But it's when you show that you're offended and you're turning your comments off and you're blocking, you're banning every single human being out there. Well, that's when people are just going to start piling on you some more. And Colby Covington is leaning into the troll side of things. And what he's saying right now is great. Turn your comments back on. I'll fight you. That's stipulation number 1. I love it. That was a good thing he threw out there.
Stipulation number 2. Ian, we've heard you cry and beg on your knees, but we all know that you're not the boss and you don't wear the pants in the relationship. Layla, you got 60 seconds to convince me and the people why this fight needs to happen.
Okay. So now he's basically saying he's not a real man. His wife is controlling everything. And a lot of people are like that. In fact, the other day, people came by the neighborhood and they were talking about it was an exterminator company. And I was sitting there like, well, you know what? I got to talk to my wife about this. It was good cop, bad cop. You know, I just was like, I'm not really interested in this. But, you know, I had to make sure that I threw the wife in there. So I kind of looked like the lesser of the men. And I said, well, I got to talk to the wife about the situation. But there are some people out there that their wife is in charge of everything, the finances and everything. And they just sit back and, I don't know, daddy daycare. I don't know what the fuck they do. But there are some people like that. Ian Garry admitted that his wife takes care of everything. Everything that is going down, Ian Garry's wife is on top of, even in his life. Like everything that he is doing, his career, his this, his that, his wife is in complete control of, even down to what he probably says, right? And that's probably why he married an older woman. He was looking for a mommy or something. I don't know what the fuck he was looking for, but that's something he signed up for. And that's fine. But Colby Covington basically calling his wife a whore and then calling him not really a man. Two zingers by Colby Covington coming in, firing in at Ian Garry. So Gary's got some things to work with over here.
We all know that you're not the boss and you don't wear the pants in the relationship. Layla, you got 60 seconds to convince me and the people why this fight needs to happen. So
I honestly, the short that we put out, that's what he should have put out. That whole lead up over there probably wasn't the best idea because a lot of the jokes kind of fell flat and it was kind of a bunch of fluffy nonsense. He should have just dropped the 3 stipulations in and bounced. That's what he should have done, in my opinion. But this thing wound up being a 3-minute video.
Put your husband in the corner, get on your hands and knees, and beg. Now for stipulation number 3, my personal favorite. As you all might have noticed, something's been missing from my MyBookie promos lately. That's because I've been saving that spot for a special someone. Layla, you want to be a star? You want
so now
the spotlight? I got it for you, sweetie. You want your 15...
So he puts up the fucking picture of her. Like, what is that? What is she, a dominatrix? Like, what? When is this ever good? Now, the How to Be a Wag, they described that as it was a goof, it was satire. I don't know. Nor do I care. I don't give a shit. She wrote a book about how to be a wag and lure guys in that, I don't know, it's athletes, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care. But running around in a fucking leather top with your tits squished together, you know, your legs apart in fucking pictures and shit like that. The picture we got in our thumbnail. I mean, what is happening here? When is this the good idea? Now, if you're someone online that wants to spank to something, all right, fine. You know, you got these pictures to do it, but what was the purpose? Why are we seeing these pictures over here? Why are you fucking running around like this? I never understood what this is. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, it's out there on the internet. Everyone's got it. Colby decided to use it for his benefit. And that's what people are going to do. People are going to use this and just throw this right back into his face, especially if she's outgoing part of his circle.
Spot for a special someone. Layla, you want to be a star? You want the spotlight? I got it for you, sweetie. You want your 15 seconds of fame, Layla? I'll give you your 15 seconds of fame right here for America's Pick of the Week. After I beat your husband, because that's a foregone conclusion, I will beat him. He's going to sit in the corner just like he does with all that cuck stuff you guys do, and he's going to watch while you get your 15 seconds of fame. Ball's in your court now, cuck boy. I'll have my lawyers draft up the papers. You got 24 hours to respond. We'll see if you're about that life.
Okay, so that's his response to Ian Garry. Now, let me listen to this again because I don't know what number 3 was. Someone in the chat said that, and I kind of don't understand it either.
Needs to happen. So put your husband in the corner.
Okay, so what is he saying here, number 3?
Week or after I beat your ass, you forfeit your purse. Stipulation number 2.
That's 2. Okay, hold on. What was 3 again?
Now for stipulation number 3, my personal favorite. As you all might have noticed, something's been missing from my MyBookie promos lately. That's because I've been saving that spot for a special someone.
Okay, so of course, you throw MyBookie in there. Great partner. By the way, promo code MMA-HOLES, not his code, because you'll get trapped in his code, our code. But anyway, shout out to MyBookie. They're the best. So he threw that in for his sponsor, but I'm still trying to figure out what is it.
Layla, you want to be a star? You want the spotlight? I got it for you, sweetie. You want your 15 seconds of fame, Layla? I'll give you your 15 seconds of fame right here for America's Pick of the Week. After I beat your husband, because that's a foregone conclusion, I will beat him. He's going to sit in the corner just like he does with all that cuck stuff you guys do, and he's going to watch while you get your 15 seconds of fame.
See, what is the stipulation? Does anyone know what it is? Like, it kind of just fell apart there. Like, it was just like, what? Okay, you have these 2 requests. What's the third one? Are you trying to fuck his wife? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, you want him to sit in the corner and watch you fuck his wife? Like, what's happening here? I don't understand. I don't understand. And then he threw MyBookie in there. I'm like, okay, well, where's that going? There's no I guess bet on him. Is that what he's saying? Like, what's happening here? What the third that just completely fell apart? So in the chat, let me know. Yes, that's what he's saying. He's saying that he wants to bang. That's a stipulation. So he said, "Can I fuck your wife?" Why didn't he just say that? Punch her? Does he want to punch her wife? His wife? That should have been a retake. I agree. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You try the rest, now try the best. Like, there's so many better lines he could have thrown out there to, like, you know, that really, he could have stuck the landing. He kind of didn't do it there. I'd rather bang my head on the door than listen to Colby. Well, I mean, listen, when you're not winning fights, this is a route you got to go. Colby has these girls on to be, let's see, in his MyBookie videos, and he wants the WAG to be in one. Is that what he's saying? Is that what he said? Is that, hold on, let me listen to that again. Is that what you're saying? Why didn't you just say that then?
Forfeit the fight. If you turn them off during fight week or lately, you all might have noticed something's been missing from my MyBookie promos lately. That's because I've been saving that spot for a special someone.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Layla, you want to be a star? You want the spotlight? I got it for you, sweetie. You want your 15 seconds of fame, Layla? I'll give you your 15 seconds of fame right here for America's Pick of the Week. After I beat your husband, because that's a foregone conclusion, I will beat him. He's going to sit in the corner.
So all right. So that is it, but he didn't explain it properly. In the beginning, it led up to that, and then he just stopped and talked about Ian being a cuck.
Just like he does with all that cuck stuff you guys do, and he's going to watch while you get your 15 seconds of fame. Ball's in your court now.
Yeah, so he didn't explain it right. He fucked it up. Damn, it's all jump cut and everything like that. He couldn't fucking say, okay, I screwed that up. Let's fix that. Dude, he could have made that, like, or have like one of the girls there and have them wear a Layla mask. Like, they could have walked onto the boat with him with a Layla mask and says, you need to be in my next MyBookie, prediction video or some shit like that. You know, he could have done it so much better in some, oh man. But that's probably it. I would imagine that's what the direction he was going in. All right. Well, anyway, what do you think about the response by Colby Covington? Listen, is he cringy? Yes. But I fucking love it. Even though there's mistakes he made in this reply, there's holes in his reply, and he did leave room for Ian to come back and literally roast the fuck out of him. Ian could come back and just destroy him, because it does seem like Ian's, even though his wife seems a little cunty and bitchy or whatever, they're not stupid. The people around Ian Garry are not dumb, and I have a feeling that they're going to come back with something that's just going to fillet Colby. But it does make it, I hope it goes back and forth. I really do. Colby doesn't have a pro script. He's improving derp. What the fuck does that mean? Let's see. Cringe cells. Just ask Ryan Garcia. Yo, Ryan Garcia needs mental help. I wouldn't go near any woman that has AIDS. He's like the mall clothing store manager. He has a bachelor's degree at the Hard Clown College. Yeah, maybe he went to the same clown school as Steve-O. Well, anyway, that's Colby Covington responding to Ian Garry. So let's look at Ian Garry's social media. Let's see if we have anything here. And crickets. Absolutely nothing. So what do you think, guys, in the chat? Do you want to see the fight between Ian Garry and Colby Covington? Is that something that interests you? Are you so sick of Colby you just want him to go away? Are you sick of Ian Garry, you want him to go away? Is there a better fight for Ian that you like to see? I'm going to look at the rankings. And Ian is sitting at 7. He actually moved down a spot. Colby moved up. What? Colby actually just moved up to number 4. So Jack Della Maddalena bounced up to number 6. Gilbert dropped 2 spots to 2. And Machado, Brady, Thompson, Neal, Luque all dropped a spot. He's not going to fight Shavkat. He's most likely not going to fight Bilal. Kamaru ship has sailed. He's did that twice. Leon beat him. He's got to go backwards. You could do Gilbert Burns, but Burns is too busy. I mean, God knows what mental state he's in. You could do Jack Della Maddalena. You could, but he broke his arm, right? So I don't know when he's going to come back. Ian's the fight. I mean, it's a complete no-brainer. That is the fight. You got the storyline. These guys are already getting fired up. Ian is the fight. Now we get into the prediction part of things over here. Who do you think in the chat would get the win? And I'm going to put a poll in the live chat right now because I'm actually pretty curious about this. Oh, I got to put it for monetization. Let's put into the monetization side of things over here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Here we go. Request review. By the way, we started an hour earlier, the 9 p.m. Eastern time. If you like this, let us know. Comment section down below when we're done with the stream. If you guys like the earlier time, it's actually 3 hours difference for us. So I like it. I would go live even earlier, to be honest. Okay, here we go. That's in. All right, let's put this in the poll section. Give me a second. Okay, so we're gonna vote now. Now I want to get this poll done as quickly as possible here, okay? Because I want to move on from this. So when you see it, vote as quick as you can. Okay, who is going to win the fight between Ian Garry and Covington? Alrighty, there's a little bit of a. There we go. All right, start poll. Let's see who wins. Colby and Garry. Okay, start the poll. Okay, it's in the chat. Vote away. We'll keep an eye on your votes. This should be very interesting. Layla wins. What's going on here? Ian, the Goblin Cuck Garry. I think he can also sub brother. I like how it's late. Ian gonna piece Colby up and stuff his takedowns. So Ian's gonna piece Colby up and stuff his takedowns. So far, okay. This is why the fight should be made. Hold on, let me show you guys. Keep voting away. Keep on spamming the yes, no, whatever Colby Garry options. And if you're watching the replay, let us know in the comment section because I do want to know who you think's gonna win this fight. But if it stays close, we got a commercial. We're not monetized. I don't know who the hell's getting that. Here we go. Yeah, look at this poll. So let me scroll up. So there it is. Okay. 50-50. Wow. This is a must. This is a fight they have to make. You have to make this fight. You have to. Colby needs to win before he fights up again. I agree. Holy cow, man. So now Garry just took the lead. Oh, shit. Look at this. I mean, when you got 50-50 on this thing, you have to put this fight together. Colby peaked 5 years ago. I think when he was fighting Kamaru, he could have beat him. He was right there. He could have beat him. Pretty competitive. Non-cucks always win. I wonder if they could give Colby his own shorts. If he's going to request his own shorts or anything like and get on the Sean O'Malley train with customized shorts. I'm okay if you start a little bit earlier. I'll just show up a little late. Okay, I'm going to leave this in the chat because I'm curious to see where it goes. But we're like, man, we are very close here. 51 to 49. So what do we got? We got almost 200 people in here. I want you guys to get your votes in. Colby Covington versus Ian Garry. I want to know who you think wins. I think it's a must fight to make. Ian made the call out. It makes all the sense in the world. Colby has responded. And I think Colby's thought about it and says, you know what? I'm calling out old man Wonder Boy, but this is probably the fight that I need to win. This is the one I need to get to win the fans back over. Because if Colby beats Ian Garry, he's a hype train. And I think it's a winnable fight. Ian doesn't look perfect out there. Ian looks very good, but he doesn't look perfect. So Colby could put it together a boring game plan and get his hand raised. And it doesn't matter how he does it. All he has to do is win, and then he's in the right direction again. He'll probably win over the fans for defeating the cuck. And could you imagine the lead-ups to this? It'd be nuts.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Anonymous going crazy tonight, baby. Let's go.
Is it just me, or did Colby get a lisp after his run-in with Jorge?
Colby's always had problems. Apparently, when he was younger, he was bullied a lot, hence the character. He's also, I think he had a speech problem when he was younger as well that he fixed. So probably, if you're hearing a lisp, it might be something that was connected to his younger days. But yeah, Colby was a victim of being bullied. That's actually true. He actually came out of his mouth. So he probably loves playing this character, right? Because, you know, it's the other side, the people that were going after him when he was a kid. All right, let's see what else we got over here. Let's see. So, yeah, Ryan Garcia has been going freaking crazy lately. We saw this. I'm going to murder him. I don't know who that guy is. Jake Paul hitting Aiden Ross in the stomach. Who cares? Jake Paul with KSI. This Aiden Ross kid is everywhere, man. He is all over the fucking place. He's doing his thing. All right, let's go over to Jedi. We'll look a little bit at the card this weekend as well. Let's see. What did Jedi clip? Bum, 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 ba, bum, bum, ba, bum, 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 bum. JJ was on Ariel's show. Who else? Oh, Kayla Harrison. Here's George. Oh, it looks like his show sucked today. Let's see a little bit of Kayla Harrison. She's fighting at 300 against Holly Holm. Still packing it. Yo, Kayla Harrison looking jacked.
He was jacked.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you.
I kind of feel bad for Kayla Harrison. Like, I don't want to keep making fun of her. You know, she seems like a nice girl. I don't want to make fun of her, guys. Can you guys give me some positive vibes in the chat and keep me on a good path? Because I don't want to make fun of Kayla. How do you get my Jewish coworker to go out with me? Wait, how do I get my Jewish coworker to go out with me? She looks stuck up, though, and I don't make much money. Oh, shit. You don't have much money? How are you going to get her? Jewish women are beautiful. They are. There are a lot of pretty Jewish women. I used to deliver to a Jewish school, and the women there, the teachers were beautiful, but the guys treated her like shit. Like, they had like the Hasidic Jews and stuff like that with the hats and the curly sideburns and stuff. They were assholes, complete racist assholes too. They treated their staff like crap. They happened to be black, and the kids were like saying horrible things to them. It was unbelievable. But the women were pretty hot. I'm a fan of Kayla. Remember that, Mas, when you make fun of her. Okay, Manny, I will remember that, because I don't want to make fun of her. She makes things a little more interesting, right?
By the way, you look svelte.
Did you just say svelte?
But still packing heat.
Still packing heat, baby. I know everyone's talking shit about me online. She's on steroids. How's she gonna make weight?
How many would you guys? One's in the chat if you bang Kayla Harrison. Okay, one's in the chat if you bang her.
Is that Chris Jericho? I was like, that's actually pretty funny.
I'm talking about your face.
Is that Chris Jericho? Well, at least she's laughing about it.
Face looks very slim compared to usual. Are you like a month before a fight? Could I ask how much you weigh as opposed to when you're fighting at 55, 50, 45?
I'm about 150 pounds.
Okay. So that's tremendous. You're obviously not at 150 pounds when you're fighting at 150 pounds.
I'm not.
How is life, though? Because this was my concern. Yeah, cool. Sign on the dotted line.
Right at the end of my favorite time of the day.
Oh, perfect.
Lunch.
Hold on a second here. People are admitting that they would have sex with her. Give me a second here, guys. So Mike Jones would have sex with her. Manny C would. Jay Desperado would. You wouldn't be turned. Vince would. You would be turned off by the muscles. That wouldn't. Like, if you're in bed and it's dark in that room, right? And there's just a silhouette of like bulging fucking arms, and like that wouldn't turn you off. Right? I mean, it's literally like laying in bed with a dude. I mean, other than a vagina, it's like a dude with a vagina. Probably would, huh? Shit, man. I mean, I guess if you're going through some shit, times are rough, you know, you got a hole's a hole, right? But I mean, Jesus. Don't care if they have muscle or music. Wait, what? Don't care if they have music lessons, but her, no. Music lessons. I don't get Irish about muscles or ish. I don't give a ish about muscles. Puss is puss, and it feels hella good. Man. Yeah, puss feels good, but you're literally laying on top of someone that's all muscled up, or if she's riding you, and it's like a fucking dude, like you see a silhouette of a fucking... I mean, what? Yeah, I don't know why he said music lessons. I don't know why I noticed he might be drunk. I haven't been with a muscular chick. It's my top goal these days. All right, fair. Want to try something new? Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not trying to, like, listen, I don't want to shit on it. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I'm just trying to, like, mentally get myself in the mindset of having a very muscular chick, and I don't know if I could do it, man. I got to be honest with you. But then again, the muscular chick probably doesn't want to do me, so. I had sex with a dude that has a vagina. Wasn't that bad. 6.5 out of 10. I did it for research purposes. All right. Okay. Seems like it went all right for you. She would grab you. Yeah, and she would like throw you around and shit. She'd rub her 8-pack. Sexy. You get to rub her 8-pack. I bang Roy Nelson for like 300 for $30 or so. Oh my God. My answer is no, and muscles don't bother me. Oh, so you wouldn't bang her, but muscles don't. What, really? Fucking hell, man. You know what it is? I think if you start getting steady puss, though, you would have some sort of standards, no? Because, I mean, what the fuck? It's crazy, man. Well, then again, who do I know? Everyone's got different tastes, right? Some people like them thick. Some people like them skinny. Some people like them muscular. Some people like them with dicks. Some people like a little bit of everything. Everyone's got their own thing. Okay. Some people like spaghetti. Some people like steak, right?
My concern was that your life would be hell on route to 135. I know we're not quite in the thick of it right now, but how is life as a bantamweight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting in a sauna at 138 right now. So yeah, like life is still good.
Okay.
I mean, it's chosen suffering. It's chosen suffering, you know, like this is, we all make sacrifices. We all have to pay now or pay later, but eventually we all pay.
Okay. Thank you, Kayla. All right, what else? So Ariel show wasn't good. Let's see. Oh, Tai Tuivasa. So he's fighting. He's fighting this weekend. What's Bam Bam say over here? It's Wednesday. What about Pebbles? Oh, wait, this is not. This is an old interview? Let me listen to a little Shuey. There was a media scrum today, so let me listen to a little bit of that. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do MMA. Does Junkie put anything up? So OSP, I saw on UFC roster watch. Was he cut and then brought back? What happened with OSP? Like they said back on the roster was OSP. I was like, man, well, that's an interesting part. That's quite an interesting part. Tabora. By the way, who in the chat? You guys are still voting on the Covington Garry thing. It's 51% for Ian Garry. 49% Colby. Wow. Like we are very close. Okay. Oh man, MMA Junkie sucks. Let's do a little MMA fighting. Let's see what they got on there. I want to see some clips of the media scrum. Did anyone put clips of the media scrum up? Man, it must have been a boring media day. I guess so. Fucking hell. Damn, there's no clips of the media scrum? UFC Vegas 88. All right, so what's going on here? This is the MMA Junkie clip. Let's see. Tabora.
Will you do a shoey with him afterwards?
It's funny. I've been asking.
Dude, what the fuck is up with his part? Did he lose a bet? What happened here? Now, by the way, I'm going to be getting my Mosshawk back in play again, bringing the Mosshawk back. But what is going on with that part? Holy shit.
this for long, and I never done it.
Have you noticed that fighters are going in a very gay way with the hair? Nothing wrong with that, right? But I noticed like with Song Yadong as well, like things are becoming very fruity with fighters. And I guess you could do it if you're kicking people's asses in cages, right? But what is happening here? This is interesting look.
And if there will be like a brand new shoe, maybe I will, but I might rethink it, because now I don't feel like I would like to, but there's a different emotion when you come off the fight. And maybe I will try, but
the Fifth Element, yeah, some fifth Element shit right there.
At this point, my answer is
crooked beer. You think it was supposed to be like a mohawk or something? He was trying to give himself a fade. He went, and you're like, oh shit. Well, we're just gonna go with this.
They're not.
And I asked if he would do a shoey with you after. He said if it's a clean shoe. So
Tai Tuivasa seems like one of the coolest dudes out there, but could possibly be the ugliest guy on the UFC roster, right? What do you guys think? Who is the ugliest male UFC fighter out there? Which guy would you pick? I think Tuivasa's got to be pretty high up there. He's got that chocolate chip on his face and shit. There's something about him. But seems like a very nice guy.
I wanted to let you know he would consider it, but he's very reluctant.
Well, the UFC shoes they're new, so I'd love to do one, of course. I respect all my opponents. Once we get in there,
Bigfoot. Well, he's not on the roster anymore. Are you talking about Silva, Bigfoot Silva? Who would be the ugliest UFC male fighter? We always goof on girls. Let's goof on the boys. Who is the ugliest male UFC fighter out there? Okay, not saying you want to. In a gay way or anything. Like, just who is the ugliest one? Oh, Raul Rosas Jr. is up there. Yeah. Shoeface. Yeah. Bilal Muhammad. Okay. Neil Magny. Yeah. He's not aging very well. Yeah. Okay. Brock Lesnar. Rocky Dennis. Misha Tate. Okay.
We go to war, and then after.
Who gives a shit they would fuck us all up? That wasn't the question, though. I just said it doesn't matter what you really look like, because, they could beat us up. We're just talking about, we're just a bunch of dudes talking about ugly guys. The hell? What is this? All right, let's see. It could get bloody. It could get crazy, and that's all good with me. Meerschaert's back, baby.
I just try to enjoy the whole process, the poster signing, even the weight cut as much as I can, just seeing all the familiar and new faces of the UFC staff, and, recognizing that I get to do this, and this was a dream of mine when I started fighting at 19. So it's great to be doing another one. It's never something you want to have to do, but if you can keep improving, take whatever good pieces you can from it.
Thanks, Meerschaert. Here we go. Let's see. Tuivasa is hungry for a win. Let's see.
At the end of the day, fight's a fight, but I love the crowd. Everyone knows.
I tell you what, man, this could be a rough one for Tuivasa again. Let me look at the matchup here. Listen, I want Tai to win. Tai's fun, man. I like when he gets on the cage and does his thing, but he's on a 3-fight skid. Volkov submitted him. Pavlovich knocked him out. Cyril Gane. at least he lost to some good dudes. He just got KO'd by Aspinall. Some people, that was crazy to me when people were picking Tabora to beat Aspinall. Although Tabora getting plus money in this fight, I don't quite hate. Man, Tuivasa is still only 31. He's still fairly young. Tabora is 38 years old, 6'3", 6'1". Tabora's got the reach, but Ty's got, he's got those fucking clubbing hands. I might be picking the under. I might be going Poland on this one. I hope Tai wins, though. I hope Tai knocks his fucking head off.
As I love the crowd, but
wow, Ty's about to go 4 in a row at L's. Oh, Merab Dvalishvili, is he on your list?
These Apex shows are pretty cool.
Way to make Mark Coleman's death about yourself. Are you the guy that, or the kid that DM'd me? Did you respond? Hold on a second. Let's see. There was some fucking weirdo. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. You didn't respond. Listen, call me. Call me via Instagram. I'll put you on the show right now. Let's see. MJ Deca, your account. MJ Deca. Call via Instagram. I'll put you on right now so you can explain yourself. If you do not call, I will ban you from the chat. So you have a choice. You have a choice to be made because your comment was, you probably repeated it in the chat. Way to make Mark Coleman's tragic story about yourself. The fuck you even talking about? You're a true vile human being, defective personality, can't hide who you are. The ex-wife knew. Maybe you never have a moment of peace. You're a fucking scum. Tell the ugly hag of a wife she's a fucking failure as well. I have anxiety. And I think that's supposed to be in quotes. I'm shy, blah, blah. Oh, it is in quotes. Fuck off. She's a fucking ugly, unachieving, ugly hag. Call me up right now. If you have the balls, call up via Instagram. I will answer and put you on the air so you could explain yourself. If you don't, you have zero balls. And I'm living rent-free in your head. You have a chance to call right now on the show. But if you are too much of a pussy to call me up right now, you have zero balls. In fact, you may be a lady boy. I'll just have this phone over here. Just wait. Anyway, I was waiting for that. What did Tai Tuivasa have to say?
At the end of the day, fight's a fight. But I love
you can guys. You can DM me on Instagram. Call me up. I have no problem. If you have a beef with me, if you have a beef, call me up. They never do.
The crowd. Everyone knows I love the crowd. But these Apex shows are pretty cool. I don't mind them. Kind of get in and out and then off to in and out.
What's your in and out order?
Whatever.
They're talking about food. Shit, man. I'm on a fast. I can't be doing that. Can't be talking about the food. He likes in and out. In and out's all right. It's okay. I think it's a little overrated. Oh, is she fighting this weekend? She's pretty good, man. Hold on a second. Let's look at this card. I haven't really looked at the card. So 13 fights on this. Another long one. Brian Battle co-maining against Ang Lusa. Let's go, Brian Battle. Kennedy and Nzechukwu. Yo, we had him on, and I should get him back on. But it was a very strange interview, very very strange interview, and I love talking to him. It was at a weird time. He was nice enough to take the call at like 4 a.m. I can't remember where he was, but he was outside the States. Yeah. Let's see. He's not gonna call, guys. He's scared. We're going to hell. What did I miss? Did I miss anything good? That interview was awesome. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate it. Yeah, Kennedy he's a cool dude, man. He's coming off a loss. So they fed him St. Preux to knock out. Because let's be honest. The lock of locks has got to be Kennedy and Nzechukwu on this one. He's going to fuck up St. Preux. Fuck him up. St. Preux literally came back to get knocked out. Yeah, he won't call. He's scared. Christian Rodriguez. Oh, this kid is like the hype train killer over here, even though he's missed weight before. Christian Rodriguez is fighting Isaac Dulgarian. That's a good scrap. Isaac's only got one UFC fight, but he's been looking pretty solid. And this dude, he finished Rosa, right? Didn't he? Not finish Rosa. He's upset Rosa. That's what I meant to say. And Simon. So 2 hype trains, young kids, Rodriguez took out. And now he's fighting Isaac. Another, he's a little older. But I say young man because he's younger than me. Good fight. Kianza versus Jesuan. Why is that so high up? Meerschaert versus Barberena. Good scrap. Mike Davis versus Nathan Levy. Let's go, Mike Davis. By the way, Helldiver, I'm going to be playing after this. We're playing some Helldiver. Big fan of Helldiver. Fun game.
Super chat.
Tetra, baby.
That is your ex-wife, most lol, at least an X4 show.
But definitely not her because she has no idea who Mark Coleman is. Definitely not her, and we're on good terms, so. That would be hilarious if it was, but no, unfortunately. That would be pretty funny. You will not call my show ex-wife. It is a bummer, though. Like, I don't understand, like, why people were just so afraid to call. Like, but they don't. They're like, you have the option. Like, not many shows will give you the option where you can just call them up and say, and just fucking chew them out. People are afraid to talk to me. And that gives me makes my big head even bigger, you know? Makes my big head even bigger. Speaking of big head, you got Nuñez over here versus Chelsea Chandler. That was the girl that brought me over to the Tapology. Chelsea Chandler. Actually, wait, no, that's not the girl. She's the one that ran around the cage, right? Chelsea. Yo, this is the girl that sprinted. She's back. She's fucking back. Ode Osbourne versus Filio. That's a good scrap. Filio's a fucking solid dude, man. That's a good fight. Yeah, it's a pretty solid fight. Moises versus Ramirez. Koulibaly versus Danny Silva. There's Corey. This is the reason why we came over here. So Corey McKenna on a 2-fight win streak. She's been looking pretty good. Amorim coming off a win. Not a bad chick fight. And Chad and Helliger versus Gregorio.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Well, I know in Helliger. All right, so a 13-fight card. What time does this thing start? Let's see. It's weird. 13 fights. Man, they got a lot of people in their roster. They're just packing these cards up with a bunch of fights. So this starts at 4 p.m. Oh, that's the main card. 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So 1 p.m. for us. So on the East Coast, it'd be what, 2, 3, 4 p.m. for you guys? Mike Davis. Oh, they're headlining the prelims. Let's go. Let's go. That's a good scrap, man. Davis is back off the injury. Wow, they're making... Yo, Davis is a big favorite. Holy shit. I was going to harass him to come on tonight. I wanted him and Nathan Levy to come on at the same time to kind of talk shit to each other. But Mike Davis don't do that kind of stuff. And it is fight week, so I didn't keep on pressing. I put up a follow-up, and then I was like, all right, I'm not going to keep harassing the dude. But, yeah, I hope Mike gets his hand raised. Damn, Nathan Levy getting no love here. Hold on, let me look at this again. So they're headlining the prelims. Nathan Levy's a beast. So he beat Valdez, he beat Breeden. Last loss was Rafa Garcia, and he got that Contender Series win. So 2 Contender Series guys going at it. Let's go, Beast Boy. Let's look at the teletape. 5'9". Davis is 6 foot. You know, I didn't even know Davis was 6 foot. He's taller than I recall. 72.5-inch reach. They got a pretty even reach. But man, Mike Davis getting some massive. Wow. Do you guys agree with that? Like, I feel like this line should be closer. Nothing against Mike Davis, but Levy's a tough dude. It's a tough fight. That's good, man. This fight I'll be glued to. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else? Anything else you guys want to talk about before I get going over here? They're still talking about the Francis Ngannou. Let me know. Final thoughts in chat. By the way, the poll right now has Colby Covington now up 51% and Ian Garry 49% on who would win that fight. Wow. Dude, that's crazy to me, man. That's crazy how close that is. That fight has to be made. And if you missed Colby Covington, his whole clip, run back the stream, but we'll end up in the stream over the live chat. What do you got? Final thoughts from the people. No call. Crickets, of course, by the Instagram lover. Let me take this poll off. Wow, man. Actually, I don't want to take it off. Oh, should I ended it? Anyway, it's 50-50. Venom Page, MVP. MVP looks good, man. Listen, he did what he had to do to beat Holland, right? So I would love to see him move up the rankings. I hated the 3rd round. And I noticed Dana White, the way he spoke about him afterwards, so it's very tricky to matchmake him because of it could be boring. And even Michael Van Page said, you know, a fight like Stephen Thompson could actually not be as exciting as people would think. So I have respect to Michael Van Page for being self-aware. And I actually like Michael Van Page a lot. Actually, hearing him talk makes me like him even more. Some fighters, sometimes you hear them speak and you're like, ugh, I don't know what I think about that fighter anymore. But like Luke Rockhold, that is. Luke Rockhold's fun to watch fight, but man, when he talks, drives you nuts. But MVP, both. He's exciting and he's a likable dude. MVP can't wrestle with Fook. I mean, you don't have to if you could stuff takedowns, right? Is Tyson also allowed to juice? So they're hinting towards it being a professional fight. From what I'm seeing, nothing is set in stone, so don't believe everything. But let's see, Mike Tyson. Nothing is set in stone. Well, here's the latest of Mike hitting pads. What do you guys think of this? I mean, he still can throw. 57 years old.
Day one, the fun just begun.
Yo, he's in great shape for 57. I'm sure he's on something. I'm sure he's got some testosterone going. When you're 57 years old, you shouldn't be looking like this. Damn, that's kind of crazy, huh? 57 moving like that. Now, I still don't like the fact that Jake Paul is fighting him, but I understand why it's happening. I totally get it. And it's a massive event for Netflix. I do think this will be a professional fight. And I'm assuming the reason why they chose Texas is because there's a way they could sanction this thing to be a professional fight. I don't think that they would do it there, that big of a venue, and make it exhibition. I don't think they would do that big of a venue and then put headgear on these guys, because who the hell would buy tickets to go to see that? So I have a feeling it's going to be professional. I have a feeling that there's going to be no headgear. Is it going to be rigged? Well, that's to be determined, because all boxing is rigged. Oh my God, this guy. Dude, you are useless in the chat, bro. You did not call me. Nothing. Crickets. I am actually very disappointed. I was hoping that we would get one of the... Do you have a lisp? What's wrong? Why are you afraid to call me? Do you have a speech impediment? Do you talk like a woman? Are you a woman? Like, I don't know. Why? Why are you afraid to talk to me? Just call me up. Hit my Instagram. I will let you call in and talk to me. Until then, I mean, I don't know what to say. It sucks. But yeah, Mike Tyson looks good on the pads day one. Not too bad. Not too bad for Mike Tyson over there, man. He's making, man, everyone's tweeting this shit out. I'm not making a prediction. Let the fight get closer. You know, let it get a little closer, and we'll talk about like predictions and stuff like that. Of course, I'm going to cover it. I'd be an idiot not to cover it, because I mean, everyone, their mother's going to be watching this thing. Am I thrilled that Jake Paul is fighting a 57-year-old man? No, I'm not thrilled about that, especially a guy like Mike Tyson. There was a guy on social media, a young kid, 22 years old, and there's an influx of this hot takes. Young kids on YouTube, on social media, whatever, trying to put out hot takes for clicks. And this one kid was trying to put out this hot take of Mike Tyson being overrated. And he's 22 years old. Like, was barely even alive when Mike Tyson was fighting. And hot takes on Mike Tyson. Like, it's kind of crazy, man. The internet, the state of the internet right now is in shambles. And it's because of a lot of the channels that are growing very big. It's because of the clickbait that's going on out there. People are doing whatever they can to get, like, starving for the clicks, the likes, you know, the internet fame. Everyone's selling their soul for this shit. And at what cost? To say Mike Tyson was overrated? What are you doing? Have some dignity. Have some self-respect. And when you talk about Mike Tyson, you do it in a way of honor. Mike Tyson's a legend, and he will go out there and he will knock out Jake Paul, or maybe take a dive. I don't know. But anyway, have some respect for Iron Mike Tyson, you kids out there. I mean, what is going on with the world? Anyway, thank you guys for watching the stream tonight. We appreciate it. We'll be live again Fuka Friday. Tomorrow, maybe we'll do a little gummy gang action. Who knows? You never know what happens on the MMA-Holes. Appreciate you guys once again for watching. Thank you guys for the donations that came in. Really appreciate it. You guys keep us alive over here. Thank you to our sponsors. Remember, the promo code is MMA-HOLES for that 10% match at MyBookie. So if you're going to place bets, do it at mybookie.ag. Thank you to the members. The members are strong in the chat. Appreciate the members that show up and have the beautiful badges next to their name. Thank you to Sausage, the moderator over there. I see you in the chat as well. Love, respect from the mystical one. I'll see you on Friday night on this channel. Remember this, okay? This is very important. I don't know how many times I got to tell you this, but don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole. Good night.